Hello everyone and welcome back to One Hub Racing. My name is Kieran McGinley. This is round number 9. We go to the Austrian Grand Prix at Spielberg. And joining me in the commentary booth is, as always, John Worth, two-time champion. Jono, how are you tonight?
I'm really good, thanks, Kieran. Looking forward to the final race of the season, of the year, sorry, not the season quite yet. And yeah, looking forward to seeing how the guys get on at Austria.
I was going to say, final race of the season. You're calling this a bit early, John, aren't you?
I've called it here.
15 drivers in the last race of 2018. Not a bad turnout, considering Christmas is only just around the corner, Jono.
Yeah, absolutely. Pretty pleased with 15. We've had, we just talked beforehand about how good the attendance has been all season. And yeah, here we are, 21st of December, and we've got 15 drivers taken to the track once again.
What did you get me for Christmas, Jono?
It's in the post.
It's in the post. Is it? Oh, okay. So, same as mine to you. Yeah, it's in the post.
Yeah, we'll rely on Royal Mail both ways.
Yeah, absolutely. All running on board with Dunkel there. Obviously 10 corners. Jono, you've won here twice, but it's also home to your only DNF in One Hub Racing. Highs and lows, Jono, but you told me before the stream you're not really fond of this circuit.
Yeah, I've never felt it's particularly a strong point of mine. It's really high speed, not many slow speed corners, which is what I usually prefer. But yeah, I've had 2 wins here you reminded me of, which I didn't remember, but I did unsurprisingly remember the DNF. Unfortunately, the lows seem to stick in my mind more than the highs at this circuit. But I think overall it is a favourite with quite a lot of the drivers, and you can really push the car here and use the downforce.
Absolutely, as Dunkel locks up a little bit going through turn 3 there. 3 DRS zones, Jono. We have a new DRS zone added for this this track, which is coming down now towards turn 4. You've got one along the start finish straight, one just after turn 1 all the way up to turns 2 and 3, and then one between turns 3 and 4, but only 2 detection points. You've got one just on the exit of turn 9 and the other one on the entry in towards turn 2.
Yeah, interesting. And 3 DRS zones are already quick. Well, that sector's already mega, so have 3 DRS zones in the first half of the lap. It's going to be, we'll see what it does for the racing, but I think it's always been a reasonably, one of the easier tracks on to overtake. You can be late on the brakes here and make some moves happen, but the DRS zone should make that all the more easy, I would think. So we'll see how they get on.
Absolutely. Dunkel then at 104.4. We've got Go Tony there at 105.0. Lawrence on the soft tyres, 105.5. That's a good lap time from him. Chopper also on the softs, 105.9. We've got Cloudy Balloons there with a 110.5 on the ultra soft tyres, but I don't think that is a representative lap time. And Jono, you've been in this situation before. Maybe not 18 minutes of qualifying, but how many laps are you expecting these drivers to put in this qualifying session?
Yeah, we'll see what they decide to do. It's obviously been a bit changed up for this game since I last drove, and they're often surprising us on the tyre strategies they choose to run. But we're being such a short lap time, we're already in the 104s. It does give the drivers the opportunity to run more laps than they perhaps usually would, and perhaps the tyres will be a real limiting factor really on how often they can get around the circuit rather than how much time is on the table there.
Absolutely, as we see Go Tony come into the pits. Reflow had a good time out in France last time. Dunkel took the win. I believe Reflow took second place. One person who didn't quite perform was Samster. Now 15 seconds of penalties, Jono, and they all added up, and he finished at the lower part of the points last time out.
Yeah, that was surprising. He didn't really have the pace anyway. He certainly seemed to fall through the field, which, looking in the chat afterwards, surprised him. I think he didn't quite understand it himself. Hence the penalties. I think they came just from trying to overdrive the car to keep with those guys, but didn't work out for him, did it? And 15 seconds of penalties, that's always going to hurt your finishing position.
Mateus in the chat saying when you've got to run to the bathroom and use the stream to check how much time left in quali. Well, just remember, there's about a 20-second delay, so you've got 20 seconds less time than you think. That's all I'm going to say about it. Reflow currently top of the table with a 104.4 on a set of super soft tyres. Dunkel in second, 104.463. 200ths of a second separates them. Scorpion in third on a 104.9. Go Tony is in fourth. Lawrence fifth. White Fountain sixth. Lukey seventh. Chopper 8th, Jora 9th, Heskey Time 10th, Cloudy Balloons in 11th. Matt Your Daddy, Pepsi Gamer, Samster and Far yet to set a lap time in this qualifying session.
Yeah, Watson's fast for like today. He tends to leave it till the last second to go out, and then often it doesn't work out for him this season. He needs to bring support to Reflow if he wants to stay in that championship, Constructors' Championship battle. So looking interesting at the front already as well. Obviously still waiting for Sam and Pepsi Gamer and a few of the other quick guys to set a lap time. But Don Cool currently pretty much matching Reflow, but he's on the quicker tyre, or in quicker tyre in theory, on the Ultra Sauce. And Don Cool already proved himself to be a bit of a qualifying specialist in his short time in the TS so far. And so yeah, he'll be definitely one to look out for, I think. And you imagine there must be more time to come for him later in the session.
One person to look out for is Scorpion. Apparently he's not very popular in the chat tonight. Apparently he's not going to the pub and choosing to race tonight. I would much prefer to race. I'm on Scorpion's side tonight, Jono.
Yeah, fair play to Scorpion. He's found some good form in the last couple of races. He's found some good pace as well. So I'm sure he wouldn't want to miss the final race of the year. The pub can wait for now. Let's get on the track, and yeah, the pub will still be there in a couple of hours' time.
Absolutely. I thought I just saw Pepsi Gamer head straight for the wall there. I think he's got a little bit of internet connection problem at the moment, so hopefully he can fix that for his qualifying lap. He just speared right into the wall, Jono, and then appeared back on the circuit, so that was a little strange. Yeah,
a bit strange. Obviously a bit of, as you said, a few connection issues there. Let's hope we don't get hindered by them too much this evening. But yeah, I see Pepsi Gamer is lagging around a bit on my screen as well. So hopefully he's able to get a clean lap in and not interfere with any other drivers' laps as well.
Go Tony up the table on a 105.077. Good lap time from him so far. He's gone back out on a set of super soft tyres as Pepsi Gamer has left the session. That is probably due to internet trouble. So hopefully we can see him back then. So Go Tony is in fourth. So it's good lap time from him so far. Samster meanwhile has set a 105.115. But the lap time was invalidated, and a 105.1 would put him into P5. So even on these ultra soft tyres, it's not a quick enough lap, Jono.
No, it's not a quick enough lap, is it? Real mix of tyres being used as well. I know we're early days yet, but real mix of tyres. As I'm on board with Go Tony, and he's just lost it and crashed straight into the wall. He's able to continue, but front wing damage. So far from ideal for the Force India driver, despite setting that 105.0 lap time on those super softs.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, luckily for him, those super softs, he didn't set a faster lap time on them, so he can chuck them straight in the bin. Unfortunately, though, he's got to pit in for a brand new front wing. So the team need to get to work on that one, and hopefully they can get him back out there as soon as possible. Donkle, meanwhile, is going on a set of ultra soft tyres, but he hits the grass there, just about keeps control of the car, as Samster on a set of ultra soft tyres sets a 104.2. Now, Jono, I know you've been racing here, won twice. When it comes to qualifying strategy and it comes to Austria, would you go for the softest tyre possible, or did you change it up for strategy?
When I last raced here, I didn't run the softest tyre possible in qualifying. It does hinder your chances of getting pole quite a bit around this lap, as the margins are so small with it being such a short lap time. It can cost you a few grid slots, I think, running the harder compounds of tyre, but I just think better race tyres, and that's proved more than ever this season, I think. Guys often starting on the softer compound have struggled, but at least we haven't got the hyper softs here today, so we shouldn't see drivers falling off with the tyres after just a couple of laps. Yeah, absolutely.
Samster then still top of the table with Reflow improving. He's in second place. Donkle in third. Bear in mind he's only 2/10 off Samster's time on the super soft tyres. He's currently on a set of ultra soft tyres. Can we see a 103, Jono, I wonder, from Donkle as he rounds turn 9, heading down towards turn 10. Really risky running wide like that, and especially on the last corner, you risk invalidating lap time, and that's exactly what's happened to Donkle as he backs out. He goes slower. It would have been a 104.5, and he backed out of that one. So that would have been a really blistering lap time. Unfortunately, though, he ran wide at turn 10 on the exit there and has invalidated his lap time. Of course, corner cutting is on strict, and turns 9 and 10, the exit of those, it is so easy to run wide and pick yourself up a penalty.
Yeah, 9 and 10, I always find them a real stress in qualifying, because you've got to attack them or the lap time goes. But they are, the final two corners, and like you say, it's so easy to extend and invalidate. So the pressure's always on, I feel, when you get to those corners of just how hard do you push to the limit to try and stay within track limits, but not give away too much lap time to your rivals.
Always a compromise you have to make. But Donkel here looking like he's going to return back to the pit lane for a new set of ultra soft tyres. He still set his best lap time on a set of super soft tyres, so he's in a really good position, and I wonder, Jono, if he's going to stay on those super soft tyres.
Yeah, it'd be, well, we'll see what he decides to do. This season he has tended to want to go onto the softest compound he can in qualifying, but yeah, as he's just dropped to P4 now, so at the moment he'd probably take that if he could start on the super softs, but I think, in the lap with 7 minutes still remaining, he will fall down the field, I think, if he doesn't switch onto the softer compound, so yeah, it's his choice.
Yeah, Scorpion there going up to P3, which means Donkel goes down to P4. Lukey there, 105.4 on a set of soft tyres. So good luck from him, especially the soft tyres around this circuit. Pepsi Gamer, 103.7 from Pepsi Gamer, as he's back in the pits on the super soft tyres. I didn't realise you could go back to the pits that quickly, Jono.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there. I think it just said he left the session again on the bottom of my screen as well, so... Yeah, some real issues for Pepsi Gamer tonight by the look of it, connection-wise, and I don't think he's had any issues so far this season that I can remember, but yeah, obviously suffering a bit tonight. But he has put it on pole, apparently, with a 103.7 on the super soft, so very impressive lap time.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, here comes Farth then. He's been under pressure from Odems, he's been under pressure from us, about his recent performances with the Mercedes team. He's got to pick up the pace and he's got to help his teammate Reflow. He's going to set his first qualifying lap on a set of soft tyres as he comes towards the line to start his flying lap. Pressure is on, Jono, and we're going to ride with Farth then as we head towards turn 1. Very easy to get the inside curb there. Watch the curb on the outside, on the exit on the left hand side. Very easy to spin up the tyres as we now head through towards that P0 sign, through turn 2 here, the slight kink. You saw the white line there, cross over. That's the detection point for the third DRS zone. As you can see, Farth getting a little bit onto the curb there, unable to slow the car down properly. Watch the exit on turn 3. Very easy to spin up the tyres and go for a full spin as we head now down the hill towards turn 4. Very easy to lock up here. You've got to pick your braking point. And as we hit the curb there, watch that curb on the outside. Really don't want to be hitting that. Can really spin up the tyres as we fly through turn 5 and now possibly the fastest part of the track really as we head through turn 6 and turn 7. You've got to hope that the car can just hold on. This is the part of the track that you need all that aero for. And as we head through now towards turn 8, careful on the curb there. Very easy to pick up a corner cut warning as we now head towards turns 9 and 10. Chuck the car in and hope it sticks through turn 9. Run a little bit wide there from Farth, and that is Samster who's just gone straight up the inside completely out of nowhere, and Farth then sets a 106.004, but it was invalidated. Samster there just came out of nowhere.
He did come out of nowhere, and it was looking reasonably tidy for Farth up till then, but you can see he just hasn't got the front end of grip he really needs on those soft tyres. He missed the apex in turn 3, as you mentioned, and also through the high speed corners, turn 5, 6. He was just a little bit off the apex as well. So those soft tyres, that you can just see they haven't got the ultimate grip there to set a really competitive lap time, I don't think.
Yeah, absolutely, but I believe he's still going again, so we're going to stay with him, with that Mercedes driver, as once again we head towards turn 6 and turn 7. It's a better line through turn 6 this time as we head towards turn 7. Not using all the track on the right hand side there, that lovely bit of tarmac to help you turn in, so we fly through towards turn 8. Now he's got to get it absolutely right. No, he's crashed! Farth is out!
What happened there? That was really strange. You just seemed to lose it. He was already clear of the corner there, lost the car and hit the wall, and that is Farth out. So once again, Farth will be at the back of the grid.
Wow, bizarre incident there. I don't know if he had some sort of wheel failure as the car just went straight on. That's so bizarre, because normally if the wheel fails and it disconnects, it's normally taken over by the AI, but he just seemed to go straight on. Bizarre.
Yeah, it was so strange. He was clear of the corner. It didn't look like he lost the rear of the car or anything. It just seemed to, as you say, just suddenly steered towards the wall, so maybe he did have some sort of wheel issue there, but either way, really disappointing for Farth, and he literally just cannot get any luck in qualifying. I think he'd be happy just to start one from last, but once again, he's absolute dead last on the grid.
Yeah, if he didn't have bad luck, he'd have no luck at all there, Farth. as he will start from the back of the grid unless someone gets a grid place penalty. We've got Donkall then on pole position, 103.6 under the radar, as we saw Farth crash out there. And if we have a look at the gap to the leader, you can see it is only 0.03 of a second faster than Pepsi Gamer, his teammate. So a really impressive lap time from Pepsi. Hopefully his internet can hold out for him. Could be a good result on the card here for McLaren.
Yeah, it could, and I think Pepsi Gamer set that on the super softs as well, didn't he? So that was a stonking lap from him if he could start on the front row on the super soft tyre.
Lukey there puts it up to P6 as we start seeing more and more lap times flood in. 2 minutes to go, and obviously with a very short outlap here, wait until a minute and 30 before you see all the cars basically on their outlap. We've got Lawrence there, who I haven't mentioned pretty much at all in this stream. 7th place at the moment, 104.963 as he comes back to the pit lane. I doubt he's going to have enough time to change tyres and head back out, but I've been proven wrong before, as Lawrence has actually retired from the session as he realises he hasn't got enough time left. Samster on an outlap, currently in 4th place. He's got a bit of time to find to the leader as we have a look at the gap to the leader. He's got half a second to find. At the top 5, currently covered by just under 0.6 of a second. So close between the top 5, but it looks like advantage Pepsi Gamer, who's currently P2 on those super soft tyres, and that could be crucial for the race.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll see how Sam gets on here. As you say, half a second back, but at this circuit, half a second is a reasonable amount of time. It sounds like nothing, but on such a short lap time, half a second is a reasonable margin. So expect Sam to improve here if he can get a good lap together.
Let's have a look who else is on a lap. Pepsi Gamer is also on a flying lap too as he makes his way up towards turn 2 and towards turn 3 as we've got Heskey Time, who's retired from the session, and I doubt Pepsi Gamer is going to be too happy with where he retired there, but he's now coming down the hill towards turn 4. And well, I wonder here if the McLarens might be tipping themselves for a 1-2. Let's see if Scorpion's avoiding of the pub is going to pay off here as he comes towards turn 10. Makes his way towards the line to start his flying lap, and his last one of the session. Left it as late as possible, which is exactly what you want to do. Lukey here is, I believe, on a flying lap. He's 0.2 down on his best. We see Donkall here making his way through the final couple of corners, making his way towards the line now, and I believe he's backed off of this lap to attack on the next one with about 13 seconds to go. We've got Pepsi Gamer doing exactly the same thing, but he's actually fallen to P5.
Yeah, he's fallen to P5, and Sam ran wide in the final corner, so no improvement from him either. So drivers struggling to improve without invalidating. It's so tough trying to tread that line at the circuit.
I wonder if Pepsi never set a lap time, Jono, he might have still had pole position.
Yeah.
Because that was bizarre. He set the lap time, but nothing doing. Here comes Reflow towards the line. He shaves off 0.2 of a second, but it's not enough. As Scorpion now rounds the final corner. Has his pub avoidal paid off as he makes his way towards the line? No, he's 0.03 of a second slower. Stays in P4. I believe now only 2 cars out on track still. White Fountain P13 did set a lap time. But nothing doing as Donkall absolutely flies around turn 9, but he's lost the car and into the wall he goes. Pushed too hard, lost the back end, but I don't think he'll mind too much as he'll come across the line. Donkall puts it on pole position for the Austrian Grand Prix.
Yeah, that's what happens when you've already got pole in your pocket. You just give it everything in the final few corners. Didn't work out for him, but as it stands then, yeah, pole position again for Donkall. And he really is proving himself a bit of a qualifying specialist at the moment.
Yeah, you have to feel for Pepsi Gamer there on pole position on the stream. Whether he saw himself on pole position is another question. But he set a new lap time and put himself back down to P5. But, well, his teammate, Donkall, has put it on pole position for the Austrian Grand Prix. So as I get 500 XP there for watching that qualifying session, Jono, I'm quite happy with that. I'll take that.
Absolutely.
Anyway, run down to qualifying then. Donkall puts it on pole position, Reflow in second, Samster in P3, Scorpion fourth, Pepsi Gamer fifth, Lukey in sixth, Chopper seventh, Lawrence in eighth, Go Tony ninth, Cloudy Balloons in 10th, Jaw in 11th, Hesky Time 12th, Weinfeld in 13th, Matt Your Daddy did not set a time, and Fastbur crashed out of the session. Once again, Jono, Fast starting from last place of the runners.
Yeah, he really is used to that by now. We're usually used to seeing him make lightning getaways on the first couple of laps as well. It doesn't always work out for him in the end, but expect to see him try and move forward. And Hesky Time down in 12th as well. We've seen him battling with the front guys the last few races, so he'll be slightly disappointed with that as well. But he is on the soft tyre, so he is set pretty well on tyre strategy if he can keep out of trouble.
So let's see, who are you backing for the race win today? Could Donkall make it 2 in a row? Could Reflow reignite that challenge? Can Samster recover from France with those 15-second penalties? Or could it be someone completely different? Let us know in the chat who your flag's flying for tonight. Anthony in the chat says 6th, 7th, 8th and 10th will be interesting, all on the super soft tyres. You're absolutely right, of course, with those rules. I'm sure you're familiar with them by now, but the fastest lap in qualifying, those lap times in the top 10 have to start on the tyres they qualified on. So interesting to see how they can make it in the race, Jono.
Yeah, definitely, and we know how competitive the midfield is as well. We talk about it every week pretty much. So yeah, as he says, with all those guys there on the same tyre, going to be just absolute action-packed racing, I think. And Slipstream and DRS obviously could see, I think, plenty of position changes.
Absolutely. Donkall then eager to get away on one of the shortest formation laps on the calendar. We're literally doing it for 1 minute and 20 seconds, but Donkall will lead them in towards turn 1. Can Reflow put up that challenge though? As we said then, 6th, 7th, 8th and 10th all starting on their used super soft tyres. Outside the top 10 then, Jaw in 11th place, Hesky Time in 12th, White Fountain 13th, Matt Your Daddy in 14th. They are all starting on a set of new super soft tyres, whilst Far at the back of the grid is starting on a new set of soft tyres. Jono, soft tyres at Austria, can Farth make it work?
Well, I hope so. It certainly is a drawable tyre, but we saw in qualifying it doesn't really have the ultimate pace. But I think Farth is a quick enough driver to make his way forward if he can keep it out of trouble. I hope Pepsi Gamer's connection holds out for him as well. I can see him moving and lagging about a bit on my screen here on the formation lap. So let's hope it holds together for him. And he can show his pace which he had in quali there and deliver a good result.
Danny in the chat there saying Lukey's going to win. Well, Lukey starting from P6 here, and on those super soft tyres, he's the first runner on the used super soft tyre, so watch him during the race. Expecting a one-stop here at the Austrian Grand Prix, and this should be a fantastic one, John. I'm really looking forward to this.
Yeah, I'm excited for this one. Let's keep an eye on Lawrence as well. He's had a run of bad luck, and I think he was pretty frustrated last week with how it went. But he's determined to get a good result here before we finish for the Christmas break. So let's keep an eye on the Force India drivers there in P8 and P9.
Who will carry the momentum towards 2019 when we return after Christmas? All will be revealed very, very shortly as we head to the Austrian Grand Prix here at One Hub Racing. We've got 5 red lights. Round 9 is underway, and what are the starts like? Looks like Donkall's got a good start. He's covered off Reflow straight away. Samson, meanwhile, is trying to go around the outside here. Lukey trying to dive it up the inside. Collects the McLaren of Pepsi Gamer. Tries to force him wide there. Donkall leads out of turn 1 then as we head towards turn 2. Samson's jumped Reflow as we head through turn 2 and up towards turn 3. Watch those cars in the background. There's cars trying to go 3 wide there as a Red Bull tries to go up the inside there as we head towards turn 4. McLaren there running wide. I believe that's Pepsi Gamer trying to rejoin the circuit. We're on board with Lawrence then as they head down towards turn 4. Here's Pepsi Gamer trying to go up the inside now. We've got Reflow trying to have a move on Samster as we head towards turn 4. Great move from Reflow. We've got more action happening behind us as Lawrence heads up the field. He's up to 6th place there. What's happened to Hesky Time? He's fallen down quite a bit. He's down to P10, and we've got Pepsi Gamer who's gone off altogether, John. I don't know if you saw anything there.
Yeah, I didn't catch what happened to Pepsi Gamer. I know he got a bit battered in turn 1 with Lukey going a bit deep on the brakes. But yeah, I don't know how he
someone's
the
off.
back of the field.
Someone's off. It's Go Tony who's off. in the Force India, and he's got front wing damage. Yeah, disaster for Go Tony then, and he'll have to come back to the pits, and if he puts on a set of soft tyres, they will not last to the end of the race, so a disaster for Go Tony. I just saw the gravel in the air as he came off the track, not sure who was involved though, so he's bit of a chink in the armour then for Go Tony. Lap 2 then, Donkel trying to cover off Reflow then as we head towards turn 3. Watch that traction there from Donkel. Obviously DRS not active just yet, but watch out for Lukey and Lawrence battling behind for P5. Meanwhile, Reflow having a move up the or outside I should say, going in towards turn 4, and Reflow braked much later than Donkel, and they come together. A little bit of contact between the two of them as they head through turn 5, now coming towards turn 6 as Donkel trying to go around the outside. Reflow, it's trying to give him as little space as he dares, and here's Samster here trying to take advantage then. How are they going to go through turn 7 and turn 8? Looks like they are very, very close together, but Donkel in the blink of an eye has gone from leading the race to 3rd place. Now he's trying to go up the inside of Samster as we head towards turn 9. He's got that move done, but he runs a little bit wide on the exit going towards turn 10, and as we head towards lap 3 then, Reflow has taken the lead of the Austrian Grand Prix. Donkel is in 2nd, Samster 3rd, but for how much longer as we head up towards turn 1?
Yeah, Reflow looking very racy early on. He got back past Sam very quickly, and then great move around the outside of Donkel. He looks very, very confident on the brakes. So can Reflow make a break now? We know the race is often where he comes into his own.
Oh, Samster!
So can he
up
break
the
away?
Inside! In towards turn 3. Sorry to cut you off there, Jono, but he just made a very late lunge. A very late lunge up towards turn 3, but he's now got an advantage. We head down towards turn 4. Donkel covers the inside line. Samster having to go the long way round around the outside. Is Donkel going to give him the space? No, he slams the door firmly shut, and Donkel just about holds on to P6. Meanwhile, Lawrence is back up to P6 as he fiends off Chopper there, and we've got Farth making his way up the field. He's up the inside of Matt Your Daddy, and Scorpion's off. Scorpion's off the track. Onto the grass he goes, and well, he's lost a load of positions there, so that promotes everybody up a position. Meanwhile, we've got Chopper up ahead, really attacking Lawrence there, but he's gone off the track and coming back on it, just about held the car together, but he's lost a lot of time to the car behind him. That's Heskey Time, who's now in the slipstream. He didn't have DRS before, he will have DRS as we head towards turn 1, or the exit of turn 1, so watch out for him. We've also got Cloudy Balloons as we head up towards turn 2. Pepsi Gamer's trying to do his best to get back through the field. He has the current fastest lap of the race. Meanwhile, Matt Your Daddy is having a look up the inside as we head through turn 2, up towards turn 3. Matt Your Daddy has the inside line. He's on the super soft tyres, and Farth having to go the long way round. And Farth there picking up a 3-second time penalty. That's how harsh it is here. And, well, Farth moves down a position. Jaw is up the inside of Chopper trying to defend, as we see Samster up ahead get past Donkel off camera, and they're still fighting side by side as we head through turn 6, and Samster just about holds on. Both of them battling is allowing Reflow there to break away as we head through turn 8, up the hill and down the crest towards turns 9 and 10. Lots of close battling, Jono. I'm not entirely sure where to look.
Yeah, as always, we've got battles everywhere, but Donkel and Sam, as you say, they're duking it out, but they're not using the slipstream and DRS to their advantage. It's slowing them down, and Reflow able to cruise off in the distance at the moment, 1.3 seconds clear already. But as you say, further back, that cluster of cars, Jaw, Chopper, Heskey Time, Cloudy Balloons, all battling for position, and Farth still looking for a way behind Matt Your Daddy, past Matt Your Daddy, but it's important that Farth looks after his front wing. He's made up some places, up 4 positions, but he's on the soft tyres. It's important for his race that he keeps his car intact and plays the long game and waits for the chances to come his way.
That was a fantastic move we just saw on the stream then from Heskey Time as he went up the inside of turn 3 on the inside of Chopper. Fantastic move from him, and now he's up to 7th place. The Toro Rosso of Chopper having a look up the inside of turn 4, but no dice, and Heskey Time is up a position to P7. Good move.
Yeah, good move from Heskey Time. We said he was perhaps out of position a bit on the grid, but 5 positions into P7 already on lap 5 of the race. So yeah, good moves from Heskey Time early on.
Absolutely. Farth then holding on to P11, making his way back past White Fountain, but White Fountain's not done there as we head towards turn 9. He's up the inside, and he's sort of got the pit lane entrance line. That's going to be interesting throughout the race. Just like Canada, it's an awkward pit lane to come into. You've got to stick to the inside, and you have to stick to the left or the right-hand side of that line if you're coming into the pit, so watch out for that if it will catch some drivers out. Lap 6 of this Grand Prix, Reflow is leading from Samster, Donkel, Lukey, Lawrence, Jaw, Hesky Time, Chopper, Cloudy Balloons, Matt Your Daddy, Farth, White Fountain, Scorpion, Pepsi and Go Tony. All those that started the race have finished it. We have yellow flags in Sector 1 and that's Pepsi Gamer. Pepsi Gamer has retired from the session and I wonder, John, if that's internet related.
Yeah, it could well be, couldn't it? Just seeing if I can spot him, can't see him at the moment. But yeah, it's all got right. He also had a good pace, but I think his connection has perhaps put paid to his race here today.
Which is such a shame. He qualified P5. He had some good pace, but McLaren losing out on points today. Lawrence, meanwhile, is closing in on Lukey. Lukey up to P4, by the way. It's a good start from him, but now he's under immense pressure from Lawrence as we head towards turn 9. Lawrence trying to go around the outside, but has to back out of the move, and Lukey clips that curve on the inside and sort of sends him wide. And you want to prioritise the exit of turn 10, but Lawrence here loses out slightly there. 4/10 down as we get that helicopter shot of Jaw and Hesky Time. Hesky Time closing in as we head towards turn 1. And he will have that DRS, that very powerful DRS here at Austria. Expect to see overtake after overtake. Here comes that Red Bull as we've got, I believe that's Chopper falling down the field. So Hesky Time makes the move. And where is Chopper? He's spun the car around. And he's lost the front wing and he's left the session.
Disaster for Chopper then, so 2 cars down. And as you were talking about that, we got Lawrence still duking it out with Lukey side by side. And we've got Hesky Time and Jaw as well battling behind side by side. So we've got 2 amazing battles here in the midfield. Absolutely,
Jaw just behind Hesky Time. So we saw Hesky Time have that brilliant move earlier on. But at the moment, Pepsi Gamer, there you go, he has left the session. So we're down to 13 runners in this race right now. The only problem is that Chopper will be running around as a ghost car, so that might catch drivers out. It might catch me out, Jono, later on in the race.
Yeah, it's always distracting for the drivers, even though the ghost is a distraction. Don Cool is falling off the back of Sam as well. I think he's just about in DRS zone, but I think that's the only thing keeping him on pace with Sam at the moment. And the one question mark over Don Cool is, can he look after his tyres? Perhaps been his slight weakness, if he's got any, in the previous rounds. And already I've been watching a bit on board with him, and he's starting to spin up the rears at the slow corners, especially out of turn 3. So, you know, perhaps that will make him pull back from Sam now that tyre wear starts to come into play.
Well, lots of drivers very close together then. I think the closest battle out on track, only by a bit, is Lawrence and Lukey here, as we've got yellow flags here. That's Donkel! Donkel's off in the background! At turn 6, that is, turn 6! Donkel's down to 9th place. He might be down to 10th if Farth has anything to say about it, and he is! He's down to 10th place. White Fountain around the outside as we go towards turn 8, up the hill and down the crest towards turn 9, and he's lost another position. Donkel's down to 11th.
I think he's going to box. He's all over the place, and his tyres are overheated now as well, so he's in the pit. It's all gone wrong for Don Cool. Unfortunately, the second I switched away from him, he had the accident, so I didn't see exactly what happened there, but I did say just before he looks to be struggling a little bit.
Well, you were saying that, and I think the tyres were just asked a little bit too much. He might have just lost the back end completely there, as Hesky Time has made a move on Lukey there for P4. Meanwhile, Cloudy Balloons has gone up the inside of Matt Your Daddy. Matt Your Daddy's gone for the cutback, lost the back end slightly, as we've got a DRS board flying across the track there. I think that was Jura and Hesky Time battling it out there. But we'll flick back on between Cloudy Balloons and Matt Your Daddy. Matt Your Daddy is up the inside as we head towards turn 4. The Renault driver should have a better traction away as I flicked the camera the wrong way. But Matt Your Daddy is up the position then. Cloudy Balloons down to P8.
Yeah, Cloudy Balloons down to P8, and Matt Your Daddy, good move, and moves him up 7 positions as well. So he's making really good progress in the Renault. Currently got Renault P4 and P7. So it's been a good open to the race for both of those drivers.
Now, Jono, I don't know about you, but sorry, hang on a minute. Hesky Time up the inside of Jaw, keeps a hold of 5th place for now, but Jaw is battling away. He's looking very punchy today. I was just about to ask you, at Donkel, with around about 27 laps to go, can he make those soft tyres last?
I think he might well have a go. As we've just said though, perhaps tyre wear is his weakness, so whether he can make it last or not remains to be seen. You have to say it's pushing him a long way. But I guess for his race strategy, he'll want to try and get to the end if he possibly can.
White Fountain makes the move on Farth just before turn 3, and Farth is the real indicator of how long these soft tyres are going to last, even with battling. He's still managing to keep up with White Fountain then as we head down towards turn 4. We've got yellow flags in sector 3. Not entirely sure who that is just yet. It's Go Tony. Go Tony's out of the race. So where's Go Tony gone off then? That must be the final corner then for Go Tony. So we've lost Go Tony in this race. We're down to 12 runners now in the Austrian Grand Prix. Lukey, meanwhile, is putting immense pressure on Lawrence. They're both on those super soft tyres they qualified on. And here comes the Red Bull down the inside. Oh, as Lawrence makes a very, very late move. I'm not entirely sure that's going to be viewed well by the drivers there, but he dives into the pits very late on. Meanwhile then, Heskey Time trying to have a look around the outside of Lukey. Lukey holds his ground, moves up to P3 thanks to Lawrence pitting in, and Lawrence is going to go onto a set of soft tyres. That will get him to the end of the race, you would think. Heskey Time and Lukey side by side as he heads through turn 2 up towards turn 3. A very heavy braking zone, and Lukey just about holds on. The exit of turn 3 is crucial there. A little bit of bumping between front wing and rear wing there. But Lukey won't mind. He's still in front of a charging Red Bull then as we head now down towards turn 4. The DRS wide open for Heskey Time. He's left the door open as Lukey, as Heskey Time goes up the inside and takes the position away. He's now up to P3. And I'm pretty sure Lukey is not going to let him live that down. He'll be pushing as hard as he possibly can.
Yeah, I think he will. Lukey left the door open just a little, but Heskey Time wasn't going to decline that invitation and made the move. But these two, yeah, they can't be separated at the moment. They're just slipstreaming each other along as well. Sam a little bit in the distance, and as I say that, actually, Sam enters the pit. So Sam in end of lap 12.
So I wonder if he's going to try and undercut on refly. He's made those ultra soft tyres last 11 laps. Obviously, they can go quicker than Cloudy Balloons is also in on a set of super soft tyres. So maybe with all that battling, that's worn his tyres out too much. That's going to promote Heskey Time up to P2, Lukey up to P3, Jaw to P4, which means Matt Your Daddy here is battling Jaw for P4. Say that 100 times as fast as you can. Here comes Matt Your Daddy then, up the inside towards turn 3, and as he got the move done, dives it up the inside. There's Heskey Time going slightly wide there. Lukey rejoins onto the track. As Heskey Time really rejoins the track, quite unsafe there, I thought there. He just sort of swiped on again, but he's lost the position to Lukey there, and now he's in a Renault sandwich here. Lukey ahead of him, Matt Your Daddy behind him, and Matt Your Daddy is not going to relent on that pressure then as we head towards turn 6 and turn 7. He's got to be careful about leaving that door open, Matt Your Daddy, because Jaw is the type of driver who, if he sees a gap, he's going to go for it.
Yeah, he is, and it looks like Heskey Time is struggling with the rear tyres now as well. It looks to be sliding, struggling for grip. I think we may well see him in anytime soon, and Matt Your Daddy be hoping it's sooner rather than later, but no, he continues again. So these drivers, this quartet of cars, will continue on for at least one more lap.
Yeah, Reflow is in, and he's put on a set of soft tyres as he makes his way down the pit lane. That means Lukey has got the race lead. Of course, he's yet to stop, as do the top 6 right now. But Lukey leading the way, so this is now a battle for the lead. Heskey Time trying to go around the outside as we head towards turn 3. Lukey trying to defend that inside line. I wonder if a little bit of teamwork's going on here as Donkle sets the fastest lap of the race. Heskey Time, as you said, Jono, really struggling to keep those rear tyres in check, and I wonder if Matt Your Daddy is just waiting for the perfect opportunity as Heskey Time thought about a move up the inside of turn 4, but no dives, couldn't quite do it. Lukey runs a little bit wide there, and now he's invited Heskey Time up the inside of turn 6 here. Can he hold that line as Lukey loses out there? He lost it on the exit of turn 4 there onto the grass, and Heskey Time retakes the lead of the Austrian Grand Prix.
Yeah, these two battling hard. Matt Your Daddy in that group as well, and Jaw just that little bit further back, just waiting to pounce if and maybe when it all goes wrong for these drivers. And they need to try and work together and minimise their time loss if they can. Obviously, all the ultra soft drivers ahead of them now pitted, so they're in the race lead at the moment. But they want to try and maximise the stint as best they can.
White Fountain, meanwhile, has just made a move on Farth for P5. But Farth there in the DRS zone. He's got some good pace on those soft tyres, actually. He'll go up the inside of turn 2, which becomes the outside for turn 3. Can he hold his line then? He's ahead before the braking zone. Farth then takes P5 away from White Fountain. And where the DRS is positioned, it gives an opportunity for White Fountain to have a go back towards turn 4. But you can see, look how much distance Farth has pulled away without DRS. So he's got a good car for the straight line speed, that's for sure, and he's now up to P5.
Yeah, he's making good progress, and those soft tyres are now in better condition than those around him on the super softs that they started the race on. So far, will have decent pace at this point in the race, you would think, compared with those rivals ahead of him.
Absolutely. I'm watching this battle between Matty Daddy and Lukey. I wonder if team radio is going to be a thing. Team orders, as you see Heskey Time running very wide there. That would have been at least a warning as Jaw comes into the pits. Here comes Matty Daddy up towards turn 1, up the inside of his teammate there. Are they going to keep it clean through turn 1? Yes, they are. Who has the better exit? It's actually Lukey who has the better exit. So Matty Daddy then has to do it the whole long way around through the DRS zone up towards turn 3 now. Up the inside, leaves braking late, tries to fend off that inside line. Lukey will try the cutback, but he hasn't quite got the traction. He might have the DRS going down towards turn 4, but as you can see, Matty Daddy has that DRS as well. So Matty Daddy moves up to P2 then, and the Renault teammates will battle on.
Yeah, Matty Daddy looking pretty strong, you have to say. It was a good move on the brakes there. Late and able to comfortably get the move done on Lukey, so we'll see if Lukey can stick with him, but already falling back a little bit from his teammates.
Now Reflow and Samster are pretty much on the same bit of track. They're P6 and P7 right now, and if you remember, Reflow had just over a second gap on Samster. That's now come down to 0.4 of a second, and I wonder if this Ferrari is making those soft tyres work. Matty Daddy is into the pits then, and I wonder what tyres he's going to put on. He surely has to put on a set of soft tyres to get him to the end of the race. He surely can't make it to the end on an ultra soft stint, and indeed that's what's going to happen. Soft tyres go on, and away he goes. First of the Renault pit stops there. Reflow then is in the DRS range, is he, of White Fountain? Yes, he is. You can see that DRS open as we head up towards turn 3. Is he going to try a diving move up the inside of White Fountain? No, he doesn't. Just stays behind for now, but he knows he's got better tyres. He knows he'll have better traction out of the corners. White Fountain hasn't got DRS. Reflow has, as he pulls to the outside, which will become the inside for turn 4. You can see there he's got the move done, has he? Up the inside. White Fountain will try some sort of cutback, but he just hasn't quite got the tyres to do it. He's taken those super soft tyres, 15 laps so far. They will be coming to the end of their life. As you can see there, Samster taking advantage of White Fountain not being able to have the grip through turn 6. Up the inside it goes, up to P5.
And we've got a good battle developing here, haven't we, between Sam and Reflow. Sam doing the undercut by 1 lap, and he's had good pace since to be able to close onto the back of the Mercedes driver. So these two are about to do battle once again. And interesting to see now how their pace will compare. Obviously Sam battling with Donkel early in the race, so fell off from Reflow a little bit, but now side by side on track. And Reflow's now got his teammate far ahead of him on circuit, who's still yet to pit.
Absolutely. So I wonder if Farth is going to let his teammate by. I wonder, maybe give him some DRS and just come off the throttle a little bit. I wonder at the exit of turn 3 as we head down towards turn 4. So Reflow moves ahead of his teammate. Now Farth here is brakes very early there for Samster's liking, and Samster just chucks it up the inside of turn 4, says thank you very much, and moves up to P3. So I don't think Reflow's going to be too happy with Farth there, but Farth on 16 laps soft tyres, I don't think he had much of a response anyway.
Yeah, I thought Farth would at least try and stay ahead through this section and allow Reflow just to gap him a little bit. But yeah, he braked so much earlier than Sam, almost caught him out actually. But yeah, Sam able to get through there without losing any more time and still tucked in behind the gearbox there of Reflow. So how aggressive will he be? We know Sam, he likes to go for a move with half a chance. So how aggressive will he be here against his championship rival?
Matty Daddy, meanwhile, in the battle for the Renaults, by the way, Matty Daddy came out ahead of Lukey. So Lukey might have just got caught up in some traffic there. Lukey's rejoining P10, Matty Daddy P8. And battle here developing between Matty Daddy and Cloudy Balloons. There's Heskey Time coming out of the exit of pit lane and runs straight into the pit wall. All that effort of getting through the pit lane, he got that 5-second stop go for speeding in the pit lane. He's now lost a chunk of front wing. Meanwhile, behind him, Lukey and Jaw battling for position. Lukey's now moved ahead of Jaw in that DRS zone, but Jaw is going to have a try and move up the inside. He thinks about it, but he rather saves his energy and that battery for the exit of turn 3, where he can get a little bit of traction. We rejoin the battle for the front and that leading pack between Reflow and Samster. Farth is 1.2 seconds behind, but he's yet to make a stop in this race. Donkel, meanwhile, there is 4th. Watch out for him. Can he make those tyres last? I wonder. What looked like a disaster early on could turn into a salvageable podium, and I think he'll be happy with that if he can make those tyres last, that is.
Yeah, I think he'd be delighted if he could bring a podium home from what happened earlier on. But as we say, can he make them last? He's going to be on fairly old tyres compared with those around him at the end, and he's still 3 laps longer than everyone else. So we'll see how he gets on. Matty Daddy, you mentioned as well, he's pulled such a gap from Lukey through that pit stop phase. Really has made a good job of that, as Lukey losing time battling with Jaw. And as I say that, Sam and Rifo side by side then as we come down to turn 4. So this is Sam's best chances on the outside. Rifo, I don't think he'll make it easy for him under braking, and he doesn't. They brake side by side. Sam goes around the outside. You can often get better traction from there and puts you on the inside for the next left-hander, and that's where Sam's going to be. So how aggressive will he be here? Will he push Rifo on the exit? He does. He takes his line. Rifo has no choice but to back out. So for now then, Sam gets into P1.
Yeah, good aggressive driving there from Samster. Takes the lead of the Austrian Grand Prix. And let's hope he doesn't have those 15-second penalties that will catapult him back down the field like last time out. And Samster then on lap 20 of the Austrian Grand Prix leads from Reflow and Farth, who's yet to stop in this race.
Yeah, brilliant battle lined up here. I think always to say that Reflow goes really deep into turn 1, almost hits Sam and loses lots of time from that. So could be Sam's opportunity to break away, but luckily Reflow does have DRS to try and claw back some of that time. And he does so. Just shows how powerful the DRS is here, even with a bad exit. And Matty Daddy and Cloudy Balloons battling as well, by the look of it.
Yeah, absolutely. Cloudy Balloons got ahead in towards turn 1, and Matty Daddy didn't have a chance to have a look at the DRS, but he has a look up the inside of turn 3. A little bit of contact between the two of them there, and into the DRS zone. It's actually going to be Matty Daddy who has the DRS as we head down towards turn 4 then, side by side then, as we head down that hill. For the 20th time, Matty Daddy up the inside into turn 4, gets the move done, but Cloudy tries a cut back there. That doesn't quite work. And Matty Daddy then takes 6th place as Cloudy tries to launch it up the inside. Out of completely nowhere, loses that back end slightly. Can he keep the car in check as we head through turn 7 now? They're still side by side as we head through turn 8. Respectful driving between the two of them as we head up the hill and down the crest. Oh, a little bit of contact there as Cloudy tried to squeeze Matty Daddy out. Almost came together there, almost a collision, and almost ending both their races in tears.
Yeah, and that was a really surprising, opportunistic move from Cloudy Balloons. I think caught us both out there. Didn't expect him to go for the pass there, but he made it work. But they're on quite a bit older tyres, Cloudy Balloons, isn't he, than Matty Daddy? So as the race goes on, you think it will swing in Matty Daddy's favour. But once again, Matty Daddy then around the outside. Oh, but Cloudy very late on the brakes. Matty Daddy looked like he had the job done there, but Cloudy was very confident on the inside and maintains the position once more.
Absolutely, and then they held down the hill towards turn 4. Where is Matty Daddy going to go? He's going to try and go around the outside. Cloudy Balloons covers the inside line. Matty Daddy's going to try a little bit of a cutback here. Meanwhile, behind them, Lukey and Jaw, as well as White Fountain, battling away for 8th place here. Got to watch out for that too, as Jaw really have a move up the inside going in towards turn 6. No, he doesn't. Backs out of it. Before he makes contact there. So Cloudy Balloons and Matty Daddy up the road there. And then Lukey Jaw and White Fountain battling away for 8th place. Here comes White Fountain trying to go around the outside as we head towards turn 9. He will try a cutback, but the cutback doesn't really work in turn 9 because it's not a huge braking point. But so White Fountain then looks like he's got a little bit of a turn of pace in this closing stage of the Austrian Grand Prix. Here he comes then. Will he try and move up the inside of Jaw? No, he won't. He stays behind in that Salva for now.
Yeah, and this is just letting Lukey finally break away slightly, but Matty Daddy, and see him and Cloudy Balloons ahead of that bunch of cars still battling side by side again out of turn 3. These two can switch positions every time I look at them in a moment.
Yeah, absolutely. White Fountain tried to move on Jaw. It didn't quite work, and White Fountain has to hold on to 10th place for now as Jaw is now 1.5 seconds behind Lukey, so he's losing time, is Jaw, to Lukey, and that's allowing him to break away, as you said. Lawrence, meanwhile, has closed up to Donkel here, 0.5 of a second, and Lawrence here could be looking at a very late podium. He's got to keep his cool though, as Farth has done 21 laps on those tyres, decides enough's enough, and he goes into the pit lane to change those tyres. Hopefully it's super softs. I mean, that's what the strategy would say. Away he goes. And those super soft tyres should get him to the end of the race. Meanwhile then, battle for the lead as we head towards turn 3. Reflow tries up the inside of Samster, and it's worked. Samster had to go onto the curb there, and Reflow takes back the race lead of the Austrian Grand Prix. Behind them, Cloudy Balloons has made a move on Matt Yodadi once again. And Matt Yodadi looking to try and take advantage of the third DRS zone on the exit of turn 3. White Fountain looking to do the same against Jaw here. There's so many battles here. Jono, what have you spotted?
Yeah, so many battles. I was just going to comment on Lawrence. He's close right up onto the back of Don Cool, but then he ran into the back of him and I saw some carbon fibre fly. So I think Lawrence may well have suffered some front wing damage there, which could halt his progress. And already there he's falling back a bit off Don Cool. But Don Cool himself looks like he's perhaps coming into some difficulties now with the tyre wear, as we thought he might do already. Still a long way to go yet. But,
yeah, he actually comes in.
Yeah, Don Cool pits. Yeah.
So here he comes then. So what's this going to be? Super soft tyres then for Don Cool to get into the end of the race. We were talking about, Jono, how he might not make it to the end of the race. You called it. He said he couldn't do it. And looks like he's going to go on to a set of super softs to get himself to the end of the race. Then here we go then up the hill towards turn 1. Matt Yodadi trying to go around the outside of Cloudy Balloons. Cloudy Balloons covers him off. And, well, he's holding on to P4 for now then as we head towards turn 2 and then turn 3. Matt Yodadi round the outside as we head up the hill now towards turn 3. And Cloudy Balloons brakes much later but overcooks it. Has to run wide, and that looks like a position gain for Matt Yodadi. It could also be a position for Lukey if he plays his cards right here. You can see Cloudy Balloons is desperately trying to hold on to P4 here, but he's overcooking it. Going into turn 3 there has allowed Lukey to close in within DRS range. If he can keep that range there, Lukey's got a good chance of joining in this battle.
Yeah, he has. I think Lukey may well join in. Cloudy Balloons on the oldest tyres by quite a way of those three. And he's done well on the brakes up until that point into that corner, but overcooked it for sure that time round, and it did cost him the position. Fast, by the way, I think he put on the ultra soft last time he pitted, so he's very, very quick and already onto the back of Scorpion, but he is on the ultra soft tyre.
Here he comes, and he's got a much better exit out of turn 10 then, thanks to those ultra soft tyres. And he makes the move, does he, with the DRS yet before the braking zone. And he's now up to P8 with Lawrence in the pits. You said there, Jono, that he had a bit of front wing damage, and that looks to be the case because he's come in, changed tyres, changed the front wing as well. Meanwhile, Lukey has made a move on Matt Yodadi, and up the inside he goes into turn 3. Now Lukey has a chance to try and make a move on Cloudy Balloons. Then he's going to try and go around the outside of turn 4. But look at the DRS, look at the straight line speed that he has as we go down towards turn 4. Cloudy Balloons is going to try and stick it up the inside, but he can't quite do it. Drops a gear to try and get a little bit more traction, but Lukey holds on to P3. Great move from the Renault driver. Here comes Cloudy Balloons up the inside. A little bit of contact made there, and Lukey tries to close the door. Cloudy Balloons is having none of it as he now goes up the inside trying to close the door on Lukey this time, and Cloudy Balloons around the outside holds on to P3.
He does, and his teammate, Lukey's teammate, right behind him as well, actually touched the back of Lukey's car there. He got so close to that sector, and I just knew Cloudy Balloons was going to go for that move on Lukey there because we saw it a couple of laps ago. I knew he was going to go for the dive down the inside. He did do. Contact was made, but no damage done, and they continue. But Cloudy Balloons fighting really, really hard for this podium position at the moment. But you have to say it's going to get increasingly dicey as the laps go by, as Lukey looks again to the outside and easily goes by. And Matty Dad as well on the inside attempts to move Cloudy very late, and that's slightly silly, I think, from my point of view there. He braked too late, lost the car, went into Lukey, and Lukey comes off worst and falls down to P6. So will Cloudy return the position there?
Well, that's good news for White Fountain. You don't want to wish ill of your opponents, but Farth has now gone straight up the inside of Lukey there, and I think you're right, John. Lukey is damaged there because he's losing so many positions now, whether his tyres have just overheated. What this means for Donkel then, in 9th place there on those super soft tyres, with all these cars battling, all these cars tripping over each other, he just has to dispatch them one by one. He could still get a podium from this position, even with 2 stops. Here he comes then up the inside as we go towards turn 9. That's 1 position down then for Donkel. A load more to go though.
Yeah, look at the difference in speed though. He's just going to cruise past Jaw now as well, so that'll put him up to P7. And then he's got a short gap too far. He's battling wheel to wheel at the moment, trying to utilise those ultra soft tyres. He's joining this battle with White Fountain and Cloudy Balloons. Will Cloudy Balloons get the braking right this time for this corner? He's going to try to be late on the brakes again, but he can't be as late as Fast on those better tyres. And Fast dispatches of the 2 quickly, and he's up to P4. So he's now chasing down Matty Daddy, and yeah, Donkel is going to be next up to have a go.
Well, or is he? Because Cloudy Balloons is trying to go up the inside there. A little bit of contact made. And Farth, you could see there, lost control of the car to that contact. So Cloudy Balloons... Oh, Farth is off! Oh, Farth is off! Donkel's off! And White Fountain and all of that has gone onto the grass. Just an innocent bystander there. I don't know if he's got any damage, but that one thing's for sure, he's an innocent bystander. Goes down to P10 now. That's so unlucky for him.
And Farth has just wiped a few guys out there. I think with losing the car, he just couldn't get the rear back under control, and I think Donkel ran straight to the back of him. And as I go on board with Lukey, he's facing the wrong way as well and hit the wall. So his race has all gone horribly wrong in amongst that as well. So several drivers there suffering badly. All that got a bit messy in the last couple of laps.
Well, meanwhile, that battle for third place is going on. It's 23.3 seconds behind these two right now. They've just galloped away from the rest of the field. Reflow ahead of Samster right now. Cloudy Balloons and Farth now battling hard as we head now down the hill towards turn 4. And Farth is looking to try and make those ultra softs work, but they're not going to last for too much longer then, as he now tries to go around the outside of turn 4. Cloudy Balloons trying to stick it up the inside, and as you see there, Farth just has slightly better traction here as they make contact between tyre and side pod there. Here comes Cloudy Balloons round the outside of turn 6, runs onto the curb there. A little bit of loss of grip as Farth holds onto the inside of turn 7. Cloudy Balloons can't go up the inside of turn 8 there. But he's carrying a bit more speed through turn 8 actually, even on those soft tyres. He's now trying to go over the inside of turn 9, and Farth has to get out of the corner there because Cloudy Balloons was right there once again, and he's holding on to P4 here.
He's holding on for dear life. He's just using DRS and slipstream, I think, to be able to battle Farth. He's on a much quicker tyre, but Cloudy gets absolutely forced wide by Don Cool there into turn 1, who came from nowhere from my point of view. So Don Cool is on the fight back, not happy with what happened a lap ago, and dispatches of Cloudy Balloons. Will Cloudy be able to fight back? He does look again into that turn 3. Super late on the brakes, but not able to make it work. And I think finally Cloudy Balloons is going to fall away now from this group, as Jaw is next to attack Cloudy Balloons as well. So I think he's finally seen the best of those soft tyres. But we know Cloudy will fight and fight hard, and Jaw, yeah, not able to get by there, so he's going to have to slot in behind now through the left-hander.
Absolutely. Well, Jaw is having a look up the inside of turn 6. He did think about it, but just backed out of it. And you can see there, Donkel trying to go up the inside of Matt Yadali. It becomes the outside for turn 8 then, as he'll have better traction up the hill and down the crest towards turn 9. And Donkel, does he have the position? Turns in like he has the position and has the racing line, and in the end he has got that racing line. Donkel now up to 4th place. Ahead of him is Farth on 7-lap old ultra soft tyres, and I have no idea what percentage those tyres are on, as we see Scorpion here trying to go up the inside of Jaw there for P7. Didn't quite work and had to back out of the move, but this is Samster versus Reflow, and then the rest of the field, Jono.
Yeah, it is. Massive gap, those two, from the rest of the field. And Reflow not done with Sam as well. He's still well within DRS zone, so I think they will be battling to the final lap. But as you say, behind them, it's all kicking off. And Don Cool then late on the brakes on Farth. And I think he's got position there. He has, and Farth nearly loses the car. And in the process, Matty Daddy gets through as well. So Farth on this ultra soft, you have to question the strategy, I think. He's still got, you know, a little way to go in this race yet. Already those ultra softs falling away.
Yeah, to be exact, I believe it's 6 laps to go, if I'm not mistaken, Jono, in this one. Yeah, 6 laps to go.
Yeah,
I had to do some maths here, but Reflow and Samster battling towards turn 3 then, as Samster tries to go up the inside. Reflow, a little bit of contact there, but Samster once again takes the race lead. A little bit of strategy has to be involved here, Jono, to be ahead at the end of the last DRS straight, surely. Here comes Reflow up the inside as we head towards turn 4. Still got that inside line. Samster having to go the long way round, and Reflow retakes the lead once again. The two leaders change, and Reflow this time comes out on top this lap.
Yeah, it almost, as you say, it almost means nothing, does it? It's all going to come down to the final lap. So in this sort of position, perhaps being behind on the final lap is actually the best position to be in, as it just seems almost impossible to break away from the car behind unless you've got a massive pace advantage.
Absolutely. Well, Reflow then comes across the line. It's 5 laps to go here in Austria. And as Samster heads up towards turn 1 for the 32nd time in this race, he's still in that DRS zone, and these two are going to be battling to the end of the race, that's for sure. Two title rivals And they are fighting hammer and tong, tooth and nail, whatever the phrase you want to say is. And neither of them are going to give up on this win. Neither of them are going to give up on this, because even if they get that little bit of front wing damage, they're 23 seconds ahead from any other car. And the other car is actually Donkel, so that's going to be crucial points against Donkel there that he'll have to bear with. You get these dips in form, Jono. You must have experienced that. Sorry, as Far goes around the outside of Matt Your Daddy, then in towards turn 3 and gets the move done. How do you get yourself through difficult races like this, Jono?
Yeah, all you can do is just always try best and get results. As I say that, sorry, Matt Your Daddy and Far get tangled up. Matt Your Daddy flies into the wall midway down the straight there. So Matt Your Daddy is fantastic race up to that point has gone horribly wrong. And both of the Renaults then are out of the race. So strong first half of the race, but it's all gone wrong for them second half.
Yeah, they were battling towards turn 4 there. I did see a car on the grass, but not clear enough to see what exactly happened. But yeah, as you say, Matt Your Daddy is out of the race. And for Matt Your Daddy, if he had no luck at all, well, he'd just be I got the phrase wrong, but everyone knew what I meant. Here we go then with Reflow and Samster on the exit of turn 3, coming down towards turn 4. Samster around the outside, and it's inside, outside, whichever way you want. Those two seem to get the battle and the job done. There's a little bit of contact there between Reflow and Samster there, as Reflow had to slam the door shut around the outside. Scorpion and Jaw, meanwhile, battling away up towards turn 2 and the braking zone of turn number 3 as Jaw goes back up the inside. Scorpion had the DRS there, but Jaw had the inside line and was able to keep hold of that position. Good defending from him. He had to slam the door shut on the outside, which puts Scorpion around the outside. But Jaw here still trying to battle Cloudy Balloons for P5. Now, timed penalties will come into effect, Jono. And I believe Reflow has at least a 3-second time penalty. So I'm not sure what Samster's got, because looking at race control and looking at several battles across the field is just impossible.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens come the end of the race. I haven't seen as many penalty battles as I thought. I haven't noticed Sam's name pop up. So we could well see the final result, switch around. The winner possibly crying due to penalties. We will see. But those two still battling on track. So still all to be decided as we're on now. Lap 34, 36. So getting towards the end of this race.
2.5 laps to go as we head through turn 6 and through turn 7, as Reflow still leads the way. 0.6 of a second between the two leaders right now. Here's Jaw on Cloudy Balloons on the exit of turn 3. We ride on board with the heart of Jaw as he gets into the slipstream of Cloudy Balloons. These soft tyres are coming to the end of their life for Cloudy Balloons as Jaw tries to go around the outside. Cloudy Balloons runs a little bit too deep with that less wear, or less tyre I should say. More wear as we come towards turn 6, as Jaw tries to put it around the outside and does. Cloudy Balloon's trying to stick it up the inside for turn number 7, but he's going to find that there's less and less grip as every lap passes, and Jaw makes the move. Cloudy Balloon's in the slipstream as we head towards turn 9, tries a move up the inside, does he? Yes he does, lunges up the inside, going towards turn 9, and Jaw having to go the long way around, in fact off track. And, well, Cloudy Balloons keeps a hold of that position. And Scorpion, meanwhile, is trying to take advantage of a strucken Jaw as we head towards turn 1. 3 wide, surely that's not going to work. And, somehow all the cars emerge unscathed. Yeah, Lawrence has come out of nowhere there to take the position. And he's now up to P7 as he now tries to look at P6 up the inside of turn 3. And has he got a vulnerable Jaw? Yes, he has. On the exit there, he's got him. Now he's got Cloudy Balloons ahead of him, and the Force India's late charge might just be rewarded here. Will he have a look up the inside going towards turn 4? No, he doesn't. And Samster here has made some sort of mistake, because he's now 2.4 seconds behind as we head onto the final lap. He's out of that crucial DRS zone, and Reflow has just got to run away with it. Make that gap over 3 seconds, surely.
Yeah, he's obviously made an error there, and he'll be looking to see if he can get it to that 3-second mark. Reflow knows he's got the penalty. He won't know about Sam, I doubt, so he'll be trying to get over 3 seconds if he possibly can. Lawrence then looking at Cloudy Balloons as well, so we'll keep an eye on that as well, because Lawrence on much better super soft tyres. So Cloudy Balloons, widest Red Bull in the world I think today, but can he hold on for the final lap?
It's going to be tough, and he tries to brake or outbrake Lawrence, but Lawrence broke early. You can see there, he got the cutback with the DRS. Great driving from Lawrence there as he gets the position as we head up towards turn 3. That can only mean one thing. Will Cloudy Balloons try and move up the inside? He won't. Lawrence holds on to P5 then. Well, Reflow, we ride on board with him towards the final 2 corners. He's got the gap up to 3.3 seconds. Is it enough as he heads around the final corner of the Austrian Grand Prix? The Mercedes driver of Reflow will take the win. Across the line he goes. Can Samster do anything as he crosses the line? Yes, he can! Samster wins in Austria from Reflow there in the Mercedes. Donkel is going to round the final few corners. Jono, 3rd place after facing the wrong way on the first lap. Not a bad day for Donkel, but he'll know that's crucial points that will be added there. And believe it or not, Jono, Farth in 4th place has made those ultra soft tyres last 13 laps, and he gets P4 in this race. Finally, a result for Farth then. Scorpion comes across the line. He's going to finish in 5th ahead of Lawrence there. Jaw making those soft tyres last 21 laps. Is going to come across the line in P7, and White Fountain at the end there is going to come home in P8. Cloudy Balloons retiring on the final lap. Caught up somewhere, but your winner of the Austrian Grand Prix in the Ferrari, it's Samster.
Great drive from Samster, and what a way to put the slight disappointment he had at France last week behind him. You know, he's determined, so determined that he's come back this week and done what all the best drivers do and put last week behind him and got the victory here, and another 25 points for his championship challenge.
Absolutely. Well, we could be seeing this podium a lot more, but will we see them all in the same position next time around? Samster then goes into the winter break with that crucial momentum, but the other two aren't that far behind as we now wait for the unofficial results. As I get 2,500 this time, Jono. Oh, it's a bit more generous that time. Anyway, race results. Official, unofficial results are: Samster wins in Austria, Reflow in 2nd, Donkel in 3rd, Farth from P15 on the grid finally gets a decent point hole. He finishes in 4th place. That's going to help Mercedes with Matt FNG absent from today's race. Scorpion in 5th there, saved himself a trip to the pub, got himself 10 points. Lawrence in 6th, Jaw in 7th, White Fountain in 8th, Cloudy Balloons in 9th, Lukey in 10th, Hesky Time 11th, Chopper 12th, Matt Your Daddy 13th, Go Tony 14th, Pepsi Gamer 15th. Cloudy Balloons didn't finish, but I'm not sure if he's going to be classified there, Jono. I'd have to look up on that, whether he gets his points for this race.
Yeah, it's such a shame for Lukey. He was having a great race, as was Matt Your Daddy, and it all went wrong. And Cloudy Balloons' luck there obviously ran out at the end as well. I think he's pushing it for a lot of that race, but to retire on the last lap, obviously for Cloudy, is heartbreak for him. And Farth, as you mentioned, also bringing it home, finally getting some points for Mercedes in 4th. And Reflow and Sam, they just do what they do best, don't they? They just turn up on race day, even if qualifying doesn't go their way. They always make their way in the race back towards the front. Donkel obviously keeping them honest, especially in qualifying, but perhaps, although dominant in Monaco, lacking a little bit when it comes to just overall race pace at the moment compared with those front two.
Absolutely, and if you had to choose a driver of the day, Jono, who would you go for?
Oh, it's really tough. I'd probably have to give it to Sam, to be honest, because he kept it clean, didn't he? We saw lots of good battling from him as well, and to bounce back from the disappointment that he obviously had last week to pick up the win is very impressive. But for all the drivers that finished, I think they all got involved in some pretty big scraps in that race. So all the drivers that finished, I think, here today did themselves proud, and they can go into the break thinking they came away with some good points and get ready for the resumption of the championship in the new year. Absolutely,
and we are back after the winter break on the 4th of January for the British Grand Prix at the Silverstone circuit. Jono, is the late night talk show happening on Sunday?
I believe it is, yes.
So fantastic. You could join Jono as one of the guests, or as host, I should say, on the Sunday night late night talk show. This race has just done it for me in terms of talking. I don't think I can do it much longer, Jono, tonight before I need a good rest. All I could say though is that's the end of the Pinnacle tier stream. Go over to the Prestige tier now. Watch those guys get underway. Qualifying, I believe, is under 4 minutes to go, I believe. So you got plenty of time to go over there, see who can grab pole position, and hopefully, Jono, we'll see each other once again 8 p.m. on the 4th of January.
Yeah, absolutely. I hope everyone has a fantastic break. Obviously, a couple of weeks to relax and perhaps get away from the stress of F1 league racing, but we will be back for more in the new year, and what better way to return than at one of the classic tracks as well, Silverstone. I can't wait for that one.
Absolutely. From all of us here at One Hub Racing, have a Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, and Happy Holidays. Whatever you're celebrating, make it a good one. Myself and Jono will see you in the new year. Until next year, I've been Kieran McGinley.
And I've been John Worth.
Take care of yourselves, and we will see you next time.